These are the 25 funniest moments in MLB history. And coming in at number 25, Dylan G makes a pitch so bad, it startles the other team.
Wrong. Jackson sacrificed fly. I have no idea what happened on that pitch by Dylan G.
Dang, my man looks like he saw a ghost. But at least G's mistake didn't cost the team the game. In just a few seconds, Luis Castillo went from Yankees' biggest rival to their biggest hero.
And the 3-1. Popped up. Castillo. Dropped the ball! He dropped the ball! Here comes Teixeira! And the Yankees win! Oh my goodness! He dropped the ball!
But the Yankees aren't the only ones thinking they're lucky stars. Because on May 15th, the entire universe was looking out for the Chicago Cubs.
Popped it up. Again to Polanco. And he slips! Polanco falls down! And the Cubs win it! Gregory Polanco trips!
Almost the exact same scenario. A 2-0 pitch the last time with Caesar up hits the...
And one man's blessing is another man's worst nightmare. But do you know what keeps me up at night? Trying to rationalize this next play.
A drive to right center field. And down for a hit. I hope he slipped, because if he dove for that ball...
Bro thinks he's Superman or the Flash. Regardless, he was in for a rude awakening. Speaking of which, players aren't the only ones subject to rude awakenings.
And Altuve is picked off. Clayton Kershaw, one of the best moves in the game. Kershaw, his 4th pickoff.
How my man struggling when he practically related to Arnold Schwarzenegger? Beats me. Just like our 20th moment, because it got my G tripping. Literally.
Career high with an 11-game hitting streak last month. Loops one to left, that's going to fall for a base hit. Here comes Fielder around third, and he falls down. The throw comes into home.
His first name may be Prince, but he runs like a walrus. But next up, watch Raul Ibanez spike the ball better than Rob Gronkowski.
Hard hit ball to left field. Ibanez over to cut it off. Bautista's headed for third. Ibanez spiked it into the dirt. Bautista's going to score.
Wow, that throw even makes Nathan Peterman look good. However, it doesn't need to be the middle of the game for tragedy to strike. All you need is a man and a truck.
He didn't have a good release point on this fastball. He missed Mike Bregman, but he got Billy the Marlin's truck.
Sheesh, that truck will never be the same again. Just like Marcell Ozuna will never recover from this colossal mistake.
3-2 pitch. And a fly ball. Deep left. Ozuna backscales the wall. And it drops.
You know, you're not going to catch the ball anyway.
And that will be a ground rule double, and Ozuna apparently is hurt.
Hey, you can't blame a man for trying. They can't all win a Golden Glove, although I can't say the same for 50 Cent. He might be a world-class rapper, but it's clear he hasn't played baseball a day in his life.
And his first pitch was not great. Just a bit outside.
Now, I've seen a lot of bad pitches, but this one takes the cake. But if we're talking desserts, we gotta talk about Jonathan Villar, because he didn't just take the cake, he ate it too.
3 times he won, all of them quality starts. And Villar, who had his 9-game hitting streak ended last night, gets the hit. He's going to try to go for a 2, and he is out as Phillips tagged him between the legs. Really.
Safe to say, that's the last booty call he's gonna be taking. It's enough to scar a man for life, which reminds me of Cody Bellinger. He didn't just scar the position, he scarred the entire stadium.
Second, on his way to third. It is in time to get him. But a bases clearing double for Cody Bellinger, who's going to need a new ball.
And he lost his pants. And he had a big smile returning to the dugout.
Now that was sus. If this was Among Us, he'd be the first to go. Well, he'd be the second to go. Because it's one thing for your pants to fall, it's another to pull them down.
There's the bunt. That could be trouble as Petrie. No, Stevie dives in and beats it. Good effort by Steve Lyon. Did you see that?
But upon second glance, on the side of his tidy whities, there was a message in invisible ink telling fans to subscribe to the channel. However, would you rather accidentally flash millions of people or humiliate yourself in front of all your teammates? Looks like someone took the phrase, use your head, way too literally. Although Jose Canseco shouldn't feel too bad about himself. In comparison to Brandon Phillips and Sin-Shu Chu, that's nothing to be ashamed of.
In the air to center, Chu goes out, now in, Phillips out, Phillips could not get it, neither could Chu. Ball bounces away, 2 runs are gonna score, and it's a 4-2 game.
Yo, this ain't bumper cars, this is the MLB, which according to these final 10 moments stands for Major League Brain Farts. Cause at number 10, Tim Lincecum goes from pitching fastballs to forgetting how to throw a baseball altogether.
That's how it buses.
Hi, I'll let my partner describe this. I mean, that is one of the bigger curveballs I've ever seen.
Come on, bro. Why you gotta eat a lifetime supply of Butterfingers before the game? However, that's not the only question I'm wondering, because this next play has me asking all sorts of questions.
Baez hits it on the ground to third. Gonzalez. This is so good. Oh my goodness! Wow! You got to be kidding me! You've got to be kidding me! They stole a run. You have got to be kidding me, Javi Baez.
We've seen the Buccaneers lose 26 games, Michael Scott hit an employee with his car, and Fergie's national anthem. Somehow, this play makes me forget about all of that. But what brings us to the 8th and most laughable moment, Johnny Cueto's temper tantrum gone wrong.
Throwing in the Pirate bullpen. Strike 3 on the outside corner. Johnny trying to break that bat over his leg right there.
Needs a fitter handle bat.
When life gives you lemons, whatever you do not give Johnny Cueto a baseball bat. But now it's time for our 8th moment upside down. 'Cause what if I told you that a player broke his bat on accident?
Off the end of the bat, a busted bat. Gomez busted his bat. Most of it ended up with some grass. Threw it away going down the line. Whoop! Oh my.
Hey, get this man a leprechaun. Gomez is gonna need some of those Lucky Charm powers. On the other hand, this next play is less about bad luck and more about choking when your team needs you the most.
Joyce with good speed at first. He's on the move. The pitch out the front. It's under center field. Michael Joyce didn't pick it up, so he's not able to advance. But John Jaso had a pitch out. They snipped it out, and he launched the throw to center field.
The Oakland Athletics have already lost 2 professional sports teams. Let's hope that doesn't become 3. But if you think losing 3 franchises is bad, multiply that number by 7, and you'll get the same amount of seasons that Bartolo Colon has played, 21. So it's only natural that if you play that long, you're gonna do something stupid.
Chiropractically. Well, he lost the helmet completely this time. But partially askew the first time.
Sheesh, this helmet got nothing on Bartolo Colon. Speaking of nothing, that's exactly what was going on in Milton Bradley's head on June 12, 2009.
Harris takes off and a fly ball to right. And Bradley plays it off to the side, and he doesn't know how many outs there are. He just throws the ball into the bleachers. That's only the second out of the inning. Score either way on a sac fly, but it allows Harris to go all the way to the third.
Dang, I just multiplied 3 times 7. My man forgot to count to 3. But don't worry, I also forgot how to count, because at our second funniest moment, we've got arguably the most outrageous in MLB history. After all, it's hard to root against David Ortiz, aka Big Papi. He's not just a Hall of Famer, he's also a fan favorite. Although you would never guess it based on this.
Ortiz ends up striking out. Second out of the 7th inning, he'll say some stuff on the way by, and he'll show Timmons where that pitch was.
Yeah, a lot of times you show up an umpire like that, and you're ejected from the game immediately, but
Now somebody's gone. It's Big Papi. And he's coming out to say some more.
How my man gonna strike out, argue with the ump, and smash the dugout phone? I'm getting exhausted just talking about it. Whew. Which takes us to our real number 2 moment. Because they say teamwork makes the dream work, but there's also such a thing as too much teamwork. Every now and then, someone needs to take matters into their own hands.
Right in the middle of the infield. Collapsing on this one. Howard! And then Utley made a quick backhanded flip and pulled Rollins off the bat. And Utley had all the time in the world. He opted to try and put a quick flip on. There's no way you're going to get a double play off this.
Either Either Pablo Sandoval just got the luckiest single in MLB history, or he put a spell on the Phillies. Regardless, it doesn't top our funniest moment, because it's one thing to make an embarrassing play that only affects yourself, but it's even worse when someone gets caught in the crossfire. Worse yet, when an umpire gets caught in the crossfire.
Struck out McNeil to end that threat. And Pilar hits one back toward the middle. Sosa to his left. Nice play. Spinorama, but he throws it away. Hits the He hit the first base umpire. Valentine right in the side of the face.
It's not hard to see why Edmundo Sosa and Sammy Sosa aren't related. But then again, that's what separates the good players from the best players. It comes down to consistency, but the great ones show up when it matters most. And if you're one of the greats, then I suggest you click on another of my videos, because I'm being held hostage. And the only way they're gonna let me go is if you click the video. So what are you waiting for? I really need your...